Good morning, YouTubers. Today is July 27, and I am here to talk to you again this morning and to share with you just a thought about something that hasn't really been part of my experience or my choices for a very long time, and that's something called jealousy or envy. This topic is quite big for a lot of people, and for myself to have come through, I think, in my life, and to realize that that green-eyed monster is there and that it does come in my head. It does, that makes me think, these thoughts that arise in the head that we talk about, or that the awareness, you are the awareness behind the thoughts, and the thoughts of jealousy or comparison. When you compare yourself to other people, there's this feeling of jealousy, this label of this emotion of jealousy. That's how you label that. And the envy, and the way you envy people, perhaps it's the same in some ways, jealousy and envy. I want to be like that. I wish I was like that. And, or he is better, she is better, all of those kind of things. Wow, I have to say that, as growing up, you can't, I guess you can't really, going through school, you can't really avoid this emotion. In some ways, you learn to be jealous, especially when you're not confident with yourself, and you think that other people have things that you don't have that make their lives much more happier or joyful. And that comparison to others creates jealousy, and jealousy and envy are certainly not something you really want to have in your life if you are going to have a relationship authentically with yourself. Jealousy, man, I tell you, it's so interesting to think about that. Like, right in my life at the moment, I'm not jealous of anybody, and I'm not envious of anybody. I'm inspired by people, and I'm inspired by authentic people, and people who don't conform, and people who live their lives more free, and more free without being concerned about other people, or people pleasing. And I find that such a strength, and that's something that I'm so inspired by, and that would never cause me to be jealous of the person, because I recognize myself in that, I think, So, like, early on, like, even if when you're aware of these emotions, or labeling these emotions of being jealous or envious of other people, they do arise in my conditioned mind, for sure. And I don't, before that labeling happens on this emotion, or an emotion that I'm having, I do, because I'm aware, that I step back and I look at that emotion, and I'm like, I have nothing to be jealous about, because there is no comparison, and there's nobody like myself. There's nobody like that person. And so there's an opportunity when those thoughts arise, that from the past, because everything's coming from the past, because this moment is fresh and new, and before it affects your future, you can step back and look at that green-eyed monster of jealousy and envy, and not compare yourself to other people, and still in that moment living out loud, or evolving out loud into your person that you want to be, and loving and respecting everybody. There are haters, for sure, that in this journey, in this world, that possibly and most likely hate you because you are something that they cannot be, maybe, perhaps, or there could be all kinds of reasons, and all complexities and everything involved in this emotion. So jealousy it's a weird thing. It's such a weird thing, and when it arises, it's just it's also an illusion because, yeah, nobody's better than the other person. And I think life is so much better when you drop that and be more inspired by people than being jealous by people. And yeah, it's a greed-eyed monster, but most people who hate you are jealous of you most likely, or they have their own yeah, I don't know. They have a perspective about you or whatever, as you have a perspective about them. And it's not true. So none of it's true. So if you're jealous or if you're envious of anybody, my friends, take a look at that. Let it arise, I guess, the thought, but don't attach to that thought, because you are unique and special and lovely and amazing and all of it. And creating your own free reality doesn't involve any kind of jealousy or envy. And just living your life and, comparing yourself to others is just not a way to do. Inspired by others is for sure, and that will inspire the right action to become more loving and more accepting. And that's what the world needs. And that's what my morning talks are about. And so drop the jealousy and the envy, don't compare, and life will be so much better. Yeah, it just will. I love you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the new subscribers. And I will be seeing you tomorrow for the last talk. All right? If I don't see you tomorrow, then if you don't come back, have a nice weekend. And thank you for watching today. It's all good. I love you. And thanks again. Ciao, ciao.